Preface.
To begin. Basically, to begin or a preliminary explanation. So it's the introduction to the introduction. So you could say something like, I'd like to preface that I will be talking about an author. Or before I begin, I would the person who I will be talking about is an author, right?
Yes.
So if you're going to be talking about a family member, you could say something like, when I think about this topic of a person who influenced me, the person that comes to mind is, right?
Yes.
We could say someone who comes to mind as someone who influenced me
Yeah.
a lot is my relative or my sure, my boss, my friend, my favorite author. Okay. So you jumped straight into talking about Liu Cixin. Take a little time in the beginning to preface what you will be talking about. Part of the task achievement like the IELTS speaking assessment includes fluency, includes lexical resource, includes pronunciation, and grammar. Okay?
Yeah.
Pronunciation and grammar errors. Pronunciation errors. Lexical resource, range of different and infrequent or high level words used in the appropriate sense. Fluency, speed, ease, and effort. But above all, the last one is task achievement. And this is important in writing as well. Like this will be in the reading and writing. It's not there we go. In the speaking and writing, it's kind of assumed. It's not really said anywhere in the book, but it's implicit that if we check the band scoring categories, they will make mention of how well the candidate answers the question, right?
Yes.
And a good way to improve your task achievement score from the get-go is just to acknowledge that you understand the scope of the question, and then acknowledge that you understand what the question is about, like the topic and the scope, the range of relevant detail. That's what we mean by scope.
Range.
Yeah, the range of relevant detail is the scope. So to talk about an influential person, well, if you were to give me his entire life story from the city that he grew up in, the schools that he attended, and the name of his ex-wife, and an entire list of all of the books that he's written, right?
Yes.
That would be outside of the scope of this question. It really has to do with how his life influenced your life, okay?
Yes.
So by introducing your talk with this little sentence at the beginning, it really helps the listener understand where you're coming from and where you're going. Finally, for coherence and cohesion, logical structuring and ordering of information to communicate a point of view. You have paragraph 1, the introduction. Paragraph 2, how you first came to know this person. And then you talk more about how it influenced you.
Yes.
Okay. And then you have a bit of a long, okay. Then you talk about how he as a person sets a good example. Maybe here we could say one in particular was his short story called Country Teacher. The parts that I'm making bold right now, preface, or to start, or to begin. When I think of someone who influenced me deeply or significantly, it would be one of my favorite sci-fi authors, Liu Cixin. He wrote the award-winning Three Bodies novel series, which has been popular. So I'm going to make this bold. These are the key parts. This is the main idea, the key idea here, and this is the detail. Right? The part in bold, this is the stuff that isn't bolded is the detail, which is necessary, but the part that is in bold is the absolutely necessary part as well, and it should be emphasized. So these are the sentences that you really need to put some strong emphasis behind. Could even say, in fact, for this reason, I even quit my job. And finally, to sum up, Liu Cixin, to me, is an example of a successful and exceptional person, or something like that, right?
Yes.
So we're indicating that we're drawing the talk to a close. We're going to finish it up. Sometimes the examiner will let you continue speaking past the 2 minutes if you tell them that you're basically summarizing, right? If they don't understand that you're summarizing and you keep talking, they might cut you off. But if you say, so finally, to sum up, they might say, okay, I'll give you 5 more seconds, right?
Yes.
His love for science fiction, he raised science fiction to world fame. I also hope that I can be like him to find my own dream. All right. So now, the revisions that you've made, your revisions are excellent. The writing is exactly what I'd like to see. And now what I want to do is help you with your delivery. Okay? Because when I was listening, what I was hearing was you were trying to go from memory. You weren't reading, right? in the beginning part, you didn't know where to start. So you just went straight to the name, right?
Yes.
And I was like, wait, where are you starting? So give the listener some time to get ready for the information. I'd like for you to try and read this with like the full range of pronunciation, intonation, maybe some body language, but really indicate to me. I'm talking about things like logical structuring and ordering of information to communicate a point of view, right?
Yes.
That's done by, at the beginning of the point, introducing the point and letting the listener understand that you're starting a new point, or you're finishing a point, or you're connecting the point from one to the next, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, speech delivery, tone of voice, the up and down, pacing or rhythm. So the punctuation is there to help the listener hear hear the pauses and hear the periods. Okay, the commas are pauses, and the periods indicate the end of the thought and the beginning of a new one. Right. So I have a comma here to start. When I think of someone who influenced me significantly, I think it would be one of my favorite sci-fi authors. His name is Liu Cixin. And then you take a 1, 2, 3 moment pause to allow the listener to understand that that sentence is finished. Okay?
Okay.
Try again.
To start, when I think of someone who influenced me significantly, I think it would be one of my favorite scientific authors, Liu Cixin. He wrote the award-winning Three Bodies novel series, which has been popular among fans of science fiction in China and internationally as well for many years. In fact, it was recently adapted by Netflix. I first read his book when I was a student. One in particular was his short story called The Country Teacher. Through this short story, the author highlights how teachers play a crucial role in maintaining civilization and encouraging the gradual improvement of society and control. In other words, the teachers transmit not only knowledge but also humans' desire for knowledge, the pursuit of science, and the longing for a better world. This story, in particular, deeply shocked me and made me firmly want to become a teacher.
Okay. I just highlighted this. This is author. Author.
Author, yeah.
Society.
Society.
Here you're making a statement. Through this short story, the author highlights how teachers play a crucial role in maintaining civilization and encouraging the gradual improvement of society and culture. In other words, in the story, the teachers transmit not only knowledge but also humans' desire for knowledge, the pursuit of science, and the longing for a better world. Try to read it again, okay?
Yes. I first read his book when I was a student. One in particular was his short story called The Country Teacher. Through this short story, the author highlights how teachers play a crucial role in maintaining civilization and encouraging the gradual improvement of society and culture. In other words, through the story, the teacher transmits not only knowledge but also humans' desire for knowledge, the pursuit of science, and the longing for a better world. This story, in particular deeply shocked me and make my firmly want to become a teacher.
Okay. That's the most important part of the paragraph, right? It deeply
Yeah.
shocked me. So there has to be some emotion there. Deeply shocked me.
Deeply shocked me.
Made me firmly want to. For IELTS speaking task 2, that's the length that you want. Can you see that? 159 words.
Yeah.
So it's great that you gave that as detail in the writing. But I would say that that is more important. So in writing, what you've done is fine. For the purposes of fitting it into 2 minutes, we actually don't need this part here.
Okay.
Again, topic and scope. In a writing assignment of 500 words, that's appropriate. In this one here, it has to be less than that, right?
Yes.
But I will let you keep this. So, there's a bit of a okay. So we're just making some adjustments to allow it to flow better, right?
Yes.
You say here, the author highlights how teachers play a crucial role in maintaining civilization and encouraging the gradual improvement of society and culture. According to him, teachers matter a great deal because they are the ones who transmit not only knowledge but also desire for knowledge to pursue science and the longing for a better world. So this was the moment when when you really wanted to become a teacher. So now we're going to find out how long it takes for you to make this kind of a speech, okay?
Okay.
You want to read it quickly, but not so fast that I can't understand you. I won't stop you. Okay? Just go through it at a good pace, but as fast as you can as well, okay?
Okay.
So whenever you're ready to begin, tell me about a person who has significantly influeed your life.
To preface, when I think of someone who influenced me significantly, I think it would be one of my favorite scientific authors, Liu Cixin. He is best known as the author of the award-winning Three Bodies novel series, which has been popular among fans of science fiction in China and internationally as well for many years. In fact, it was recently adapted by Netflix. I first read his book when I was a student, One in particular was his short story called The Country Teacher. Through his short story, the author highlights how teachers play a crucial role in maintaining civilization and encouraging the gradual improvement of society and the country or culture. In other words, according to him, teachers matter a great deal because they are the ones who transmit not only knowledge but also desire for knowledge to pursue science and the longing for a better world. This story in particular deeply shocked me and made me firmly want to become a teacher. Liu Cixin inspired me and many others through his stories, but in addition, he set a good example through his life. His spirit of not resting on his laurel and sticking to his dream inspired me. It made me think about what I like and what my dream is, and to straight for it. In fact, on this reason, I even quit my secret job recently to study IELTS and prepare to go abroad to study for the profession that I love. Finally, to sum up, Liu Cixin to me is an example of a successful and exceptional person. Through his love for science fiction, he has raised Chinese science fiction toward fame. I also hope that I can be like him to find my own dream, to keep working hard, and to become a country communicator like him.
Okay. So that was about 243. Here we see inspires me and many others through his stories, but in addition, he sets a good example through his life. His stories made me think about what I like and what my dream is, and to strive for it. For this reason, yeah. It's a good detail, but maybe we'll leave it out. And maybe just leave all of this out. Okay. Now I don't delete it. I like to keep it there, in case we can come back to it. So maybe I'll put this back in. I'm going to give you 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute, and I want you to maybe with a pen, like you can read what you've written here, right? And then if you have a piece of paper nearby or type it somewhere, just type as much as you can. So no reading aloud, but you can use this 1 minute to prepare all your thoughts, okay?
Yeah.
You can begin now. You can begin speaking now.
Yep. Who is the one person has had an impact on my life? To start, when I think of someone who influenced me significantly, I think it would be one of my favorite scientific authors, Liu Cixin. He is the best known as the author of the award-winning Three Bodies novel series, which has been popular among fans of science fiction in China and internationally as well for many years. In fact, it was recently adapted by Netflix. I first read his book when I was a student. One in particular was his short story called The Country Teacher. Through this short story, the author highlights how teachers play a crucial role in maintaining civilization and encouraging the gradual improvement of society and the country. In other words, according to him, teachers matter a great deal because they are the one who transmit not only knowledge but also desire for knowledge to pursue science and the longing for a better world. This short story in particular deeply shocked me and made my firmly want to become a teacher. Liu Cixin inspired me and many others through his stories, but in addition, he set a good example through his life. His story made me think about what I like and what my dream is. So, and to straight for it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. You got it. Now, hopefully through this kind of exercise that we did together, this wouldn't be what you would do on test day, right?
Yes.
But through this process of preparing for the test, you get an idea of what the doing this exercise is going to help you a lot with the writing when we get to writing, task 2 writing as well, right?
Yes.
Task 2 speaking and task 2 writing are like very closely linked. So you're getting practice with writing in addition to speaking, and we can turn your. I mean, is this the? Have you ever written anything in English before this? Before this exercise, have you ever written anything in English? I mean,
Yeah.
you wrote some things to me before that, right? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, you can see how your writing is starting to improve. And if we try to find the best parts of, like, through checking proofreading together, we can identify what are the best ideas that we want to keep, what are the best ideas that we want to put at the beginning, maybe save for later, and how much talking we need to do for a 2-minute speech, right?
Yeah.